What it do, what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your Mercury in Cancer 2024 Transit Talk. This is the Peace Dealer, and we're going to be talking about this transit that will be lasting from June 17th, 2 days ago, to July 1st. Yes, Mercury in Cancer, which is traveling with Venus and uh, is getting ready to bring in this second quarter of fuckery. Very, very, very on time and on point. So we are going to integrate the psychic mindset, psychic development of your mind that has been transcending ever since Neptune, that's 29 degrees now, has entered Pisces at 2012. All right. There's a lot of witch hunting energy out here. I think people have taken concepts that they just recently realized are bad, and just the execution of applying that just lacks a lot of tact. It's reeking of desperation. You know what I mean? Just a whole lot of nonsense, But other than that, thankfully, it gets so much worse. It gets so much worse. And Cancer is where it gets messy as fuck. That being said, for those of you who've activated mindsets that aren't completely R-worded, because I can't say retarded for some reason, which just pisses me off. Thankfully, you can wade through this messiness. It's finna get so messy, y'all. Like, as soon as we begin this second season, oh god. Yeah, so just wade through the toxic waters and keep your inner waters clean, because I want to remind, the last 3 months, all of spring was quite literally just activating all of the relevant characters who throughout the rest of the year we can pretty much move forward and put all these pieces together. So it's like, if you read a book and the first 3 chapters of that book introduce relevant characters, the quality of those characters, and the mindset of these characters that you can see by the way they think, will inevitably create conflict. Well, this is where we're stepping into the heating up towards the climax. This is where, well, now it's time to integrate all these themes, all these characters, and create a souffle of fuckery. That being said, Mercury, which represents your brain processing ability, right, as you see, travels the zodiac every year. Venus makes it through the zodiac every year. Mars takes 2 years to go around the zodiac. And if you notice, Mercury and Venus are before the Earth, and then everything after the Earth takes more than a year relative to its orbit around the sun to transit through the zodiac. So when we deal with these organs, right, these planets are celestial organs with their own function. Venus is your feminine sexuality. The sun is your conscious awareness. And Mercury is your brain. That's that. That's this. That's that. The evolution of your authenticity is making people mad. All right. I want you to comment a number. I want you to comment salty if you've noticed an exponential increase in the saltiness of vibrations or other people around you who, like, pretty much at this point just hate to see you happy, hate to see you win. It's like, that kind of phobia or something where, like, people can just be mad that you even breathe or whatever. That's heavy. I feel like certain people, certain vibrations, it's not as simple as they just don't want to see you win. It's so much deeper than that. All the minute small idiosyncrasies that might have ticked other people up, they're getting a lot more intense. And please, you don't have to be as petty as me, but this is your only chance to rub it in, because they gonna get even more mad, especially now that you're integrating this quality of evolution you've activated quite recently. All right. A lot of this is based on, you know what I mean, the expression of your unique character that shatters the belief systems and philosophies and speculation of other people. So instead of looking into the mirror and maybe accepting that there's certain things about the world they were never right about, it's just easier to be salty and bitter and project on you that it's your fault, right? And you know, a lot of people are mentally still in high school and they can express themselves without using grade school insults and taunts because this is where they're at in their pathetic, useless lives. So, with that being said, right, they're salty and poor management. It's only going to get worse because you're only going to get better. All right. And this is why I was saying this way we are fighting is not arguing with people. Time is money. You have precious time not to waste. It's not shooting people. We don't need to pick up placards and protest to people with no consciousness, like Stokely Carmichael advised against, and is still right to this fucking day. No, all you have to do is stand in the integrity of your character. Integrity meaning you did the shadow work and you called yourself out on ways you be on bullshit. And so now that you, of course, have established this integrity of character, right? That is the best way to piss off people who see you as less than you are. And this is where these collective themes apply to everybody, right? To the Black person celebrating Juneteenth that is going to piss off racists, to the interracial couple that is enjoying their union that's going to piss off people who don't like to see that, to the homosexual or bisexual or the trans person who's celebrating pride that's going to piss off people who don't like that, to the pro-Israeli that's going to piss off Palestinians, to the pro-Palestinian that's going to piss off Israel. Everyone's getting pissed off. Everyone who wants to project their beliefs on other people versus people who are standing in the power of who they are. This is affecting everybody. So the only side you're on is on the side of fuckery or the side of integrity. And this is where everyone is being exposed. You're either going out sad or you're sailing into the new world on Noah's Ark, which this Ark ride is getting ready to depart in a year, like by next year. I think it's less than 365 days because the whole Ark ride was like 317 or something days from like March of 2024. So yeah, we have less than a year. So yes, okay, every soul matters. One life isn't worth more than the other because we are not separate. Separation is an illusion. We all represent one cosmic body. All right. And of course, relative to that, you know, this is definitely putting you in a position to see your individuality in relation to this collective. And as certain people are still deluded, remember Ephesians 6:12, for our enemy is not flesh and blood, but these hating ass fallen angels and evil spirits. But like, you know, it's going to prepare to integrate. And that's why I'm excited about this summer season, this second quarter. What if I'm both on arc and sad? You just be glad you on the arc. You could be as sad as you want. As long as you're on the arc, you're not going to die. You're not going to drown. Do you listen? Listen. I want, listen. I hope this is just not in my head. All right. We went on this arc ride March 2024. All right. So, like, I want you to comment arc if since March of 2024, all the motherfuckers who are like, why are you building that ark? What the fuck is rain? Why? And the ark represents your beliefs, right? Why are you building that ark? If since then, all of them are like, they're like drowning, like, How many of you been seeing these motherfuckers drown? Just go out sad, just die, like literally die. Like they're not even the same, like they're a former shell of themselves, and now they're just seething on you with hatred. Like, I should have built an ark. Right, it is what it is. Don't worry, it gets even worse for them. But like, regardless, all right, shit. I'm rubbing it in all year. Jupiter is in Gemini. I'm talking shit all year. I'm not stopping talking shit, and I recommend you talk shit all year too. Now, Mercury in Cancer, right, is gonna add substance to the way you talk shit. See, Mercury and Gemini wrote the drafts, right? Dear Santa, you're a bitch nigga. Wait, then we edited the draft during the second and third decade. Wait. No, you're a bitch ass nigga. Okay, shout out to Riley. And now that we finished the draft, right? Now that we've written the draft of our mindset that has pretty much, programmed in our brains, this is what I think, this is my mindset. Now it's time to add juice to it. Okay, because Cancer is the juice and Scorpio is the sauce. And the sauce might last forever, but the juice is still tasty. Shout out to my Cancers in the building. I know Leo is all the Leos are like, oh, it's pre-Leo season. It's pre-Leo season. Let's not do Cancer like that. Let's not do Cancer like this. This is the juice right here. Okay, so now it's time to add the juice. It's time to add feeling to the way we say things. It's time to develop our emotional intelligence. Okay, it's time to strengthen our intuitive mindset that enables us to discern through literal psychic power that science is telling you is pseudoscience because it's fucking stupid. The discernment of the phenomena through people, with people, and through people around you. And ironically, with this square of the Sun and Neptune, a generational disillusionment of how science has tried to con you out of your own psychic and supernatural powers by telling you that they don't exist and that you don't have a soul, which I believe counts as a crime against humanity. But don't worry, we'll enforce that later. But with that being said, yeah, I don't care if I sound crazy. That's what Dolo said. You a Gemini, you niggas is probably crazy. Shout out to Flights. Air. A nigga flew. Flights. All right. So the true Lulu is crystallizing my Delulu. This is where we're at. And then we will make the Delulu real Lulu. All right. Real Lulu. Don't sleep on the real Lulu. All right. So with that being said, we are developing the Druce. What does that mean? That means that through the Gemini transit that we've just had, you decided on the word you are going to develop throughout the rest of the year. So if Mercury and Gemini season was, I'm him, I'm her. Now you're putting the juice on it. Mercury and Cancer is going to be like, I'm him. And then it's going to go into Leo, and then it's going to be literally this, but with a microphone. I'm him. And then with Libra, you have backup dancers, yeah, and singers. But, or I'm her, Mela. You see how there's feeling in it? I could just be like, I'm him. Versus, I'm him, son. Do you see how you feel? You feel the second one. You feel it. That's it. I can end this transit right here. That's it. So you're literally just putting juice on that shit. That's it. We're not doing no bland shit anymore. We not that's it. Some of y'all were dealing with people who just had that bland meatloaf, just that bland bologna sandwich. We gonna put the sauce on it, Scorpio, but we gonna put some juice on it. Put some condom. We gonna start seasoning that shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start putting it all together. Boom, 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 boom. And this has the potential to be very fun. Very, very fun. And you know what? We're gonna do sun roars later, right? But until then, okay, I love this for those of us who built the ark. And let me talk about that again. This ark is a representation of the system of belief since March of 2023 that God has called on you to build. There is a central belief system that only you can believe as it pertains to you and the rest of the world that will not make sense to other people, especially concerning the metaphysical and subjective nature of your imagination. So just like Noah was called to build an ark, which they have never seen rain before. So like imagine people are like, why the fuck are you building a boat? What the fuck is rain? You're delusional. You're delusional. You have beliefs that in reinforcing these beliefs may have caused outside influences to ridicule you. You know what I mean? Since 2012, I was told that I couldn't make a living reading tarot, doing astrology. I was told it's pseudoscience. That was when Neptune just entered Pisces. Now that Neptune's about to leave Pisces, I have more than 10 receipts, 10 evidence of me predicting future events, of me using tarot to actually predict future and say what current events are, using astrology to do the same thing, and not even as a fortune teller, as a measure of science. So there's a confidence that comes through. If I allowed other people to have me trapped in their dream and their doubt, I would not be here in front of you serving all of you like I've served you, doing the Lord's work. And this is how certain people could be agents of the devil, devil meaning accuser, where people are accusing you of bullshit. And now this arc you have built represents the system of beliefs that are being taken from a metaphysical belief to a actual habit. All right. And we don't even argue with people anymore. You're right, I'm wrong. We just demonstrate truth. That's it. And that's why I'm saying, like, anyone who feels like astrology is pseudoscience, put me on your motherfucking podcast. Stop getting these girls, by your definition, stop getting these girls who tell you stuff about astrology so you can act like you're the man that knows better. How come you don't have men who know they shit on your shit? Come and get someone like me, you get slaughtered. Slaughtered. I will read your chart to filth and you will die live. And I will walk out. And if you want to lie to these people and say that I didn't give you an accurate reading, I will let you do that, knowing you lying. And everything I predicted, they're going to go back to that video and be like, damn, he was right. Damn, but they don't want smoke. They don't want smoke with the peace dealer. They don't want no smoke. All right? So that's why we don't take these fools seriously. They just talking. That's it. We walking. We talking and walking. That's it. And that's confidence. That came over. It didn't come overnight. We had to work it. We had to build it. All right. A lot of these people on the internet just talking to hear themselves talk and to put up this sense of ethos that's fake as hell. And then, you know, we rock with logos over here. So we're not out here lying. So with that being said, now that Cancer is getting ready to integrate these beliefs, you could use Chronos as a timer. We have effectively finished activating since March. And now we're getting ready to drive this belief system with the fuel of our emotions. If Capricorn is integrity and Aries is authenticity, Cancer is sincerity. If you want to know what sincerity looks like in its maybe negative form, I think it's not negative. Watch Charlemagne the God. And I don't mean present Charlemagne the God. I mean OG Charlemagne the God. Charlotte, the one that didn't really hold his tongue. That's a very good idea of Cancer. The true form of Cancer, they're going to tell you how they feel. They're not going to be fake. It's an anti-fake power. Like, it's a psychic power too. He's predicted some stuff and the way it's going to go down. And psychic power doesn't have to be sci-fi. Psychic power could literally be a subtle form of inductive reasoning where you could look at certain details, analyze it, and just get a feel for what's going to happen. It's going to look psychic, and it kind of is. So with that being said, you know what I mean? The sincerity to express what you really feel at the time. Like, hey, you do look fat in those jeans. I'm gonna just be completely honest. No disrespect. You feel me? This is why Cancers were getting murked all through 2008 to 2023. That's why you either had Cancers who just stood their ground or some that had to shift because they didn't want to lose positions. They didn't want to lose their job. They cracked down heavy on it because if we're not sincere in our feelings, if we hold back our feelings, if we're gaslighted to believe that, oh, those are just your feelings irrationally, And you forget that our subconscious can communicate to us through our dreams, through certain intuitive insights. You're effectively nerfing yourself. There is the dark side of this where people can emotionally manipulate and, kind of lie about what they're feeling in order to communicate how people feel. And that's where Libra comes in, the logic of balance. Okay. So, with that being said, now that Mercury is going, yo, and then you have people who just use words. Is anyone else, yo, like, could you imagine? I feel like it's weird being called an incel when you've had sex. I feel like people just use words because they get angry and they just want to say something. Like, you cannot call me an incel and I'm giving women orgasms. Like, that does not make sense. I'm not involuntarily celibate. And this is the collective I. I'm not just talking about me here. But you know what I mean? Like, it even goes the other way around in my head, in my head, in my head. So, like, personally, you feel me? People have to lie to make themselves feel good. And this is where the disillusionment of those delusions are since they weren't based on solid ground, they didn't pass the Taurus test. You know what I mean? They're getting ready to crumble. The water of Cancer is going to wash all of that away. Okay. So, with that being said, this is, first of all, mathematically putting you in that position to process this information with more depth and substance. You have finished activating the mindset you're getting ready to move forward with. And if we think about what psyches are the power of your mind. In fact, a great anime, there's a new manga that has started, being written called Psych House. And I want to share an excerpt of it. Psych House is a manga about somebody, a home of people who have psychic powers. And here, it's a really fun. They just started it. I kind of want to share it with you. And I love how they're really hooking the new gen up with this type of stuff. If you suddenly got supernatural powers one day, how would your life change? Right. And that's really interesting considering that this is happening collectively to everyone in the world. It's just certain people will never blossom it because they didn't plant those seeds. They reinforce the development of these neural pathways with doubt versus those of you who've been building that arc. So let me see. Moa calls them psychs. Psychs, teleportation psych, using your powers. It's probably the beginning of chapter 2. And it's funny too, because this is called Psych House. And concerning, of course, oh, that's what happened. Concerning, of course, the nature of Cancer, home, house, psych house. This is a very Cancer themed, for those of you who have Cancer energy, is a very Cancer themed anime, which I think, or manga, which it'll be good to read for those of you who want insight on how you can begin to engineer and think about these things, or Imagineer. And if you notice, like Neptune and Pisces, Uranus and Taurus, this is shifting the collective narrative around greater skepticism around psychic abilities, especially since it's not regulated. And so you're going to have the presence of frauds who pretend they're psychic, but they're really not. Yeah, it's gonna be the beginning of chapter 2. Okay. So it has been announced to the rest of the world, but the government knows about psychs. And think about how um the government, the CIA has been studying psychic power since the 70s, the 60s and 70s. So I'm just showing you this to get an idea of themes that will kind of put, open up and are already kind of opening up. But there's a way. And then, of course, Libra, the balance of using them right versus using them to steal or whatnot. But I want to really share the definition they used. Oh, well, basically, they had mentioned that a psych refers to the power of your mind, and Gemini represents your thoughts. Cancer is the cardinal sign of power that comes after Gemini of thinking. So that is, of course, the power of your thinking fueled through your feelings, because your thoughts manifest your emotions. And if you don't believe me, start thinking some negative shit right now and watch if you don't just start feeling bad. Versus if you think about things, you think good thoughts, and well, you start to feel amazing. Oh, that's what I did. Okay, let me. So, why am I talking about this manga, right? I'm talking about this because basically, just like it's called Psych House, by the way. Um, as you can see, everyone has a different psych, right? Relative to their personality or character, everyone has a unique psych, right? And what if I told you that Mercury in Cancer is integrating your own personal psych? But now, outside of, personally, every brain has the capacity for intellect, right? Some people might have high intellect, some people might have low intellect, but intellect is a quality of your brain in order to think. That is the same way with psychic nature. Every brain has a psychic nature, has an intuitive nature, but the way you express your intuition is going to be different from the way everyone else expresses their psych or intuitive nature or quality. So integration through Virgo is getting ready to differentiate, hence the nature of Cancer, what makes you special. See, Aries is the original, Cancer is the specialist. right? The way you individually feel about something is what makes you unique compared to how even if you share similar feelings with other people. Oh, okay, that's very interesting. Oh yeah, is it that like a detective show? I think I've heard about that show. Yeah, I really like those kind of shows, those tropes. But um I want to really speak towards this because there is a very controversial nature to a transit like this and to a concept like this, where in a materialist reductionist society, it's going to piss certain people off, muggles. It's going to piss certain people off when you even talk about this type of stuff. They immediately get frustrated, despite even if you show them proof, because their brain has not been able to process anything beyond their limited beliefs, on top of just completely being puppets for false narratives and fucked up belief system. And that's the whole purpose of Pisces post 2022, of Jupiter evolving your beliefs to step you into this next era. Because this isn't so much of a prediction, but all the Pluto Capricorns, all the Pluto Aquarians, all the children born after 1995 are creating this new world where the supernatural is in the mundane. So we are going to step into a society that integrates Reiki healing clinics, that integrates remote viewers, that integrates all this stuff. And none of this is crazy psychic ability. All of this is natural. These are just natural elements of your brain that have never been that have been suppressed by the way the education system all around the world has seeked to lie to you about what this stuff is, being taught only a quarter of biology and anatomy, and not really going into the facet of your true core, your soul. All right. So that being said, hush, hush, shh. I'm still giving that A1 doggy style. Don't play with me. Okay, it is what it is. You want to hit it from the and that's how, even when it comes to sex, your sex ability gonna be psychic too. But the thing about this, right? Immensely Goats. I think the Men Who Stare at Goats, very great movie. So with that being said, you know what I mean? It's getting ready to, dive you deeper from the surface. Like Aries and Gemini, as a Gemini, we shallow as fuck. Like we could be very shallow. Cancer is where you start to get depth, substance, right? Going through, you know what I'm saying, Virgo, where personally you now flesh out this substance through habits, routines, patterns. So with that being said, this is going to really reveal a lot of what has been latent within you. And it's not the first time we've done this. It's just every time we've done this, uh Mars and Aries, you get a good 5 minutes. That's already too much. But like, yes, we've been doing this with Neptune and Saturn going through Pisces, and it's like a firmware update. But this is the last year at 29 degrees of this quality. Once we go into Aries, new hardware. So imagine you've been getting firmware updates for your PS4 for like the past decade. Next year, we're going to get a PS6. Yeah, you don't even know what a PS6 is like yet. They still have the PS5. You feel me? And that was the best analogy. I guess we go from 5 to 6. But like, yes. So laughs in Scorpio Mars. Stop it. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to relay that. Marilyn, hush. Okay, if you want the best 3 minutes of your life, you will let me hit. It is what it is. Don't listen to her. It is what it is. And I last more than 3 minutes too, if I like you. But I mean, no. Oh no, didn't mean say. You know what I'm saying? If it's in the flow, you know what I mean? I'm learning we have internal rhythms, so you got to catch the rhythm. Anyway, and I'm not. It is what it is. It is what it is. So with that being said, speaking your affirmations, basically the affirmations that you created earlier, you're going to basically just say them with more feeling. And this, of course, is going to empower, because Cancer is the next power sign. The first power sign is Aries, raw physical power. Then, of course, Cancer is psychic power, the power of your psyche through your emotions. I'm learning. You have to give me time and experience. I am still a young 34-year-old. We are getting there. Okay. See, this Mercury Cancer season, I'm going to perfect the usage. All right. It is what it is. I'm gonna figure out how. But yeah. So um it definitely is also getting ready to reveal deeper parts of your psyche that may have been suppressed since birth, that you may have not really had the light of understanding to explore. And that's what makes a year like this different from, let me show you what next year is going to look like, where now Saturn and Neptune are in Aries. Okay. See that? Neptune and Saturn are in Aries. So that's what next year is going to look like. By next year, Jupiter is getting ready to evolve our psychic power, our psyches. Uranus is getting ready to innovate our thought process to where you'll be thinking exponentially quicker. There's technology that links to your brain so you can move things with your mind, like the mouse cursor. And we're headed into the next era. Pluto in Aqua, Neptune in Aries, Uranus in Gemini. Okay. So, as you can see this, the North Node in Pisces, this is going to even deepen a lot of things more. So a huge, major, crucial element of this year is breaking you through, quite literally disillusioning you out of all the lies science told you, primarily that you don't have psychic powers and abilities. And see, here's the thing. I don't want to make this a debunking thing. I don't want to make this I'm going to prove psychic ability. You don't need me to prove to you psychic abilities are real, because you're going to show yourself in the next 30 days. This is July 17th, June 17th to July 1st. And the first decade of this Mercury transit, subruled by the moon, is going to align your subconscious mind with your critical thinking brain. And what's going to happen is this is going to have you notice patterns that maybe were auto nervous before, but are now spilling out through your feelings and psyche. All right. And that was, Nikki was right. You're going to remember, because this is really a process of realignment and remembrance. So in remembering this, it's definitely going to redefine every existing ability you've ever had and just put the juice on it before we put the sauce on it later in like the fall. So with that being said, that first decan being polished with Venus, which we'll talk about on Friday, the Two of Cups, is going to add a lot of power once again to this emotionally intelligent processing Mercury and Cancer brain and integrate the psychic mindset. This will make you a little bit more moody, but in tapping more into, I don't want to say your emotions, but this facet of your psyche, it's going to increase your intuitiveness. It's going to help you notice a lot more. And this is exceptionally very, very prevalent for those of you who have been seeing crazy synchronicities. Okay, so I want you to comment psychic in the chat if up until this point your experience seeing synchronicities is the most powerful it's ever been. All right. And it's not like just seeing the angel number that you forced yourself to find. Now they're smacking you in the face, like in ways that can't be replicated, like are tons of syncs. And I mean, the process of synchronicities are very subjective, but the reason why we want to really speak on this is because now there's going to be a greater cause of them, like Ton of Vision just said. So for those of you who commented psychic, the cardinal direction of Cancer is going to take this peak level of synchronization without even trying. And now, well, what if you can do something with these alignments? What if now that they're happening so much, you're just so used to it, you're able to utilize it? That's how we're going to start off the full moon in Capricorn. A lot of you guys are here because you're pioneering what every kid born after 95, all these alien babies, are going to create the new world. The leaders of the new school have their Saturn in Aries. They were born 97, they were born 98, some of them were born 99, and they're getting ready to come into their Saturn return and burn the whole world. All right. I'm going to be in the mountains running away because I don't want any smoke. And yeah, This is definitely en route to innovate everything you've ever known about science, declassify so much bullshit that they have purposefully hid from you so that you don't tap into your potential. I'm not the only one. Maybe I might be the only one saying it like this, but even people who don't even believe in psychic ability in their own way are corroborating this. They may disagree with what I'm saying, but in their own languaging, they're kind of alluding to the fact that there's insight and information that you're getting ready to come into. And this is where that telepathic engagement between you as an individual and your connection with the collective is coming through. There is a suppressive element to guilt and shame manipulate you out of your own authenticity, and you just staying authentic is having you fight that good fight, because at some point taunting and hurling high school insults is going to work even less on you than it's been working. And now when they have to come physically and try and force you, you haven't just been sitting idly. You've been developing your powers, and you're getting ready to be like wax on, wax off, and realize, wow, I've developed more powerfully than I thought. But you were so busy working on yourself. It's going to be these experiences that show you how much you've leveled the fuck up. And the real true reason, whether they're aware of it or not, you're being projected this hate is because you are someone that these forces will never be. You have a level of creativity that they'll never have because they're busy stealing ideas from other people. You're a factory. You generate it yourself. All right. You're not fodder, is what I'm saying. All right, so once we step into the second decade, sub-ruled by Pluto, this is going to intensify and transform the nature of what your brain is processing. And I want to kind of highlight how we end the first decade with the full moon in Cancer. So the rest of Gemini season, as you are deepening your brain's ability to understand the nuance of your emotional intelligence, everything is set in place. Mercury is sextiling Mars so you can move forward. Boom, second decan. So this is where we're going to have that trine to Saturn. And now this system of beliefs that you've been seeing synchronicities that align with these beliefs, you're now hitting the pedal to the metal and you're flooring, all right, in an attempt to fuel forward what you feel about your beliefs, the juice on your thoughts to drive forward these beliefs. And this is where all these synchronicities you've been seeing, you're applying them directly. They're linking with actions you're taking because now you've aligned with this synchronization process. And this is going to further integrate and, of course, develop your psychic powers, your psyches. The square to the North Node Aries is also going to align you deeper into your personal mission. And that's where we come into the last and final decan, where Mercury is going to sextile Uranus and innovate. Now, how much deeper within your psyche you can anchor this unconventional innovation of your own natural senses, because of course the stronger your natural 5 to 8 senses are, the more you can extend your clair senses, your psychic senses based on your natural physical senses. All right. And relative to that, that's going to bring this trine to 29 degrees Pisces. And if you think you psychic now, oh, you have no idea. The purpose of this is to fully integrate this individuality, because once it goes into Leo, we're taking this shit on stage. So this is going to activate your psyche so that individually you're going to be like, oh, I just had a vision that that person is going to trip and fall. And then 5 seconds later, they tripped and fell, right? Where it's just aligning the timing and the nature of how you directly work with this. Then when it's in Leo, you're on stage. You're going to be like, hey, are you thinking about a dildo? I knew it. Get your mind out the gutter. You know what I mean? Like now you're integrating this socially, like you're applying this. And then in Virgo, we're going to master it to where it's on point. All right. And I don't want to be here too long, but I really just wanted to speak on the first part of that. Like, there's not too much to say. Mercury is a very quick transit, but this is going to revolutionize the way with which you think about the concept of psychic power, because it's not going to be no preacher is going to teach this to you. No one's going to debunk this for you. You're going to express it yourself. Okay. And do the beliefs include what we've been seeing, discovering about our purpose and who we are? Virgo Goddess 777, you quite literally nailed it. That's it. In fact, let's say, forget psychic. I like to bring things supernaturally because this is the huge illusion we're breaking through, that supernatural abilities don't exist. Your existence is supernatural. Everything in life is magical. But let's take psychic abilities out the equation. This is all about discovering your purpose and who that makes you. So these beliefs, in building this system of beliefs, Cancer is going to now produce feelings that align with these beliefs. Okay, I can feel deeper about this because it's aligned in integrity. That was the purpose of Gemini, to make sure that the thoughts that will produce these feelings are aligned with these beliefs. And now that we've passed that test, we can move forward. We can organize that, strengthen that, move forward. Anyway, with that being said, you guys know the deal. If you have $5 to spare, you can get the report. I do break down, relative to your zodiac sign, what to think about and how to think to maximize this transit. So for example, if you're Aqua rising or Aqua sun, I do mention how, since this is going to affect your lifestyle and behavior, keeping your mind on what you want to live, your routine, and other stuff I won't spoil right now. But this year versus next year is going to be night and day. Next year is bringing in the new world order. What all these countries are fighting for in order to determine the narrative of who's going to push forward these new collective superpowers. And this year is the end of the old world. We're ending a 30-year cycle since the 90s. We're ending a 248-year cycle since the 1700s. We're ending a 165-year cycle since the 1800s. All that old bullshit is out the window because the children who are being born now, they're not, you can't manipulate them. Just like the children born in the 1700s who sparked all these revolutions. And it's moving forward more sovereign. And you're going to realize that a lot of people, they're all talk. They're all talk. A lot of people just feign ignorance and they hit you with a weird face. That's it. They have no substance behind what they're saying. That's why I'm fully confident. Like I'm not intimidated by these people. I know my shit so well. I can talk and defend it, but I don't have to argue with anybody. So this is going to really reveal more of the substance within you and reveal the lack of substance between those who never really did the work. They just felt that what they knew is what it is, when it was never what it is. It was never like that. They were never like that. They will never be like that. And yeah, it is what it is. That being said, for those of you who would like snapshot transit report, I will do a 15-minute report for y'all. Just click the description box below and I gotcha. You feel me? If you use the discount code Mercury, you will get it half off. All right, the first 10 of you to do that can take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that's it, y'all. All right. Look, allow inferior, stupid, weak little bitches to project their negativity on you. That's all they have. Most of these people live a goddamn lie. Imagine living a lie your entire life because you were lied to your entire life. And unlike you who disillusioned yourself, they have dick sucked that illusion because it's the only thing they have going for them. So these people are going to be super mad that you living in truth exposes the lie they live. And because Cancer is going to strengthen your ability to feel these vibes a lot more, it's going to intensify the negativity you'll bring in, but it's also going to intensify the positivity you can tap into through people who are like you. All right. Versus people who, they're not like us. They're not like, I had to. I'm sorry. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy this. As this deepens and integrates this psychic mindset, I want you to look at this as, imagine if you just received supernatural powers and your entire life changed. What would happen? Would you join a house full of infinity gang members so that we can do rituals every new and full moon and change the world on the low? You know what I mean? You really can't help stupid. You literally can't. Okay. So with that being said, yeah, he's literally like, shout out to Dot. So with that being said, you know what I mean? really take your time with this. Don't be too harsh on yourself. You don't have to rush yourself in this process. There's a deeper, like, you think you're psychic right now. No offense. And you're about to find out that you are even way more psychic than you could have ever imagined. All right. Mind you, being psychic, there's having psychic ability and nature, which everyone does. And then there's like being an actual psychic, right? Everyone could be magic. Then you could be an actual magician. The magician, the psychic, they're conscious of this and they can harness and utilize it versus letting it be unconscious and rule their lives. And they call it fate. I don't know if Jung said that or Freud, but yeah, with that being said, allow people to be uncomfortable of your true expression, of you living in truth. That's a good thing. That is letting you know that, you know, you're a threat to those who live a lie. Because no one who is secure in themselves and lives in truth will be threatened by you, because someone who's secure in themselves is real, and what's real cannot be threatened. It's the people who are constantly threatened by everything, trying to suppress other people's voice and cancel them, that were the fakest all along. Okay. What others think about us really means nothing. It's really more about what we do to demonstrate the truth that we live. So have fun integrating and really, you know, once again, check out the law of assumption links down below. This will really aid and guide you through this process for those of you who want more insight about how to make the most of this. And if you want an affirmation pack that you can put sauce on, like I provided yesterday, you can use this one. I am limitless. I have an unlimited amount of anything. Everything in my life is perfect. And now, since we're putting the juice on it, you could be like, everything in my life is perfect, bitch. I'm limitless, ho. All right, you don't have to be vulgar, but I like to gotta be a little bit vulgar. I have an unlimited amount of anything, motherfucker. You know what I mean? You got to put the juice on it. You have to say it like you mean it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Malibu. I'm limitless, bitch. You know, you see how that just like it hits different. You have to head swerve, hit a hair flip. Say that's the Leo hair flip. You can get ready for that. I'm limitless. I'm so limitless. I can have anything I want, and you could just go on a rampage. The more you have fun with that, the better. And I want you to notice that the more you step into that, the more the negative vibration in seeking balance will be threatened and try to knock you off. We do not fight hate with hate. We don't let hate. That doesn't mean I won't hate on haters. I'm petty. But like that being said, love over hate. We don't stoop down to their level. Unless you want to be petty like me, then we can mud wrestle all day. You go low, we will go lower. But that's not, I mean, really good by example. We do not let that take us down. Don't be petty like me unless you want to be. But like, it is what it is. Just maintain that integrity of focus and thought. Unless you want to go mudslinging, it's going to be a messy Cancer season. Yeah, that's why you a dumb bitch. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Just know if you do that, it's going to be effective. But anyway, other than that, I think that's it. You guys stay blessed as always. And I will see you tomorrow. If you're Infinity Club, I uploaded that. And show some love, guys. I'm thinking because Infinity Club, you guys really enjoy the reports. I'm going to judge based off of the Venus in Cancer and the monthly peace report. If it's not really moving that much units, I'll kind of take a pause off of doing this because I want to at least make sure it's useful to you guys. Everyone who's watched this, it is pretty good. So I might take a break and bring them back. I just want to make sure you guys want it. But a few of you have been checking it out, and it's not a must. I mean, if you can't get it, if you don't want to get it, you don't have to get it. But just letting you know, it's out there for you, and it has great replay value if you get it after. Anyway, you guys stay blessed as always. Xavier, thank you very much, and until next time.